I've lived all my life in India, so I know for a fact that the caste system is always been a big deal, but it's one of those things that people don't want to talk about. It's as people say, it's the big elephant in the room. In the beginning, where you know nothing about the caste system, you know nothing about what's happening in India, and even in Australia, as I said, it still happens in some places, but you go with this character on his journey where he's tried to leave everything back behind in India, but he keeps on being reminded about it even when he's in another country.
How about tomorrow? Meet me at this cafe, it's just around the corner.
Look, I'm not sure I'd...
Please. I could really do with your help.
I actually did come to Australia a couple of years back when the student attacks happened, and I remember my grandfather giving me that phone call that probably every student in Australia got, hey, please take care of yourself. And I was quite bewildered. I had to not face the same struggle that the untouchable or the lowest caste had to face. So I think for me personally, just because I have grown up with those people around me, I know what they go through, I know about the quota system. I have all my life, I've seen people curse the quota system all the time. So I know for a fact that it used to annoy me as well. I'm not going to lie. It used to annoy me that why should they get the reservation? Why should this still exist? But then when I started doing my research on this film, I saw another side of the caste system which I had never seen even when I was around them, because these people, these kids, they go back home. The untouchable kids, they go back home and they have a completely different journey. So I got to see that when I did my research, and I think that has transformed me even at a personal level, because you tend to have more respect for the lifestyle that they lived and Giriraj is one of those characters who made a living for himself, who wanted to create his own identity, and I think we all long to do that. We all want to make our own identity, mark ourselves somewhere in society, and the caste system still being a hurdle for him even when he's moved away. It's that struggle, it's that conflict which drives him to do better, and I think that's what you'll see in this film. And even as personally as for me as a character, I feel that I've had similar conflicts, not the caste system per se, but I've had to face similar conflicts, so I could relate to Giriraj at some level. But I think just by doing the research that I did for this character, I could truly start imagining what they even go through every single day, and let's just say it's not pretty.
Maria, listen to me. How else do you think people are going to save up money? You know, we need to pay bills. Look at this. We need to pay rent. We need to pay our fees. And more than anything else, we even need to send our money back home to our parents. How else do you think it's going to happen?
The parallel that has been shown in the film between the caste system in India and racism in Australia, I think is very, very valid. When I actually saw that side of it, and just talking with my director as well, I mean, he's experienced similar people from the background that he comes, I think I was able to make peace with that, and I think now I have a better understanding of where it comes from. And honestly, I have appreciation for the quota system. I mean, I would really want to thank the government of India for actually having something in place which we didn't have for the longest time. I think as per Australia, like, I feel I think we've had that sort of acceptance in this society in Australia, which we are very lucky to have. And I could say the same even about America, because I've lived in America as well. And we got that acceptance really quickly. And I think the fact that people say, you know what, like, oh, racism still exists. I feel that there are probably some areas where they still exist. But I think as a society in general, I think they are the most welcoming countries you can possibly live in. I think the way that Melbourne is shot in this film is definitely worth watching for. So I think people from Melbourne, you'll definitely be able to identify a few landmarks. I remember we had discussions with Girish, our director, and Maria as well. We talked about the scene a lot. Sometimes we would argue about it, making sure that we would try as many things as possible to make sure that the scene would bring out the right things.
That's what the higher caste people do to us lower caste. And no one makes a sound.
You'd be surprised. Locations may change, but mindsets don't.
Listen.
I had the liberty, and I think Girish gave us that liberty to work with her in that way where we could just, just improv things and see what happens. And things did happen, and they were different every single time. So I want to thank Girish for letting us do that. You're actually really nice.
Thanks.
Good night. Hi. This movie is not about helping people get a message that will wake them up, because it's not about that. It's not about them trying to make an opinion about it. It's just a way of telling them that what actually exists in this world. And if you go to India, you'll still see the caste system existing there, and it's an ancient system which still exists there, and it's absolutely sad and depressing to see that even then. I mean, we are sitting here in a developed country, but things haven't changed back home. This film puts it in a very, very good way.